What's up everybody and welcome back to the YouTube channel. Welcome back to our kind of like little mini series, I guess, just kind of talking through the workout, explaining what we're doing, why we're doing it, how you can do it, and also those little tips and tricks that I'm thinking about when I'm trying to make the most of each of those exercises. Today, we have a push session. This push session is going to be slightly more chest focused. There's a little bit of delts, of course, because you'd be remiss not to hit those things a couple times a week. It'll be a little bit more chest focused and of course, arm focus as well, because for me, I'm gonna grow these damn noodles as well as this chest. We're looking to hit that nice side shot on stage when we get there. So first up, we have a standing crossed over lateral raise. We're gonna do a few warm-up sets, and then we're gonna talk you through some of the pros and cons of this, as well as how you can set this up to optimize this movement. You'll see on this one, guys, we are using the One-Arm cuffs here. These are the One-Arm OG cuffs. I like the OGs because for me, they're a little bit wider. They're made softer. They're made for actual bodybuilders. They're not gonna hurt so much on your wrist. Why does it increase that surface area? Cuffs really just increase that proprioception, as well as take that wrist joint out of the movement. You might find if you're holding onto a handle, it actually just hurts the wrist when you're coming up and you can't get as good of a connection. So when it comes to setting up this movement, I want you to think about where the hands naturally fall. So for me, you can see, as we line this up, it's gonna be here. I see a lot of people putting this super low. We want the challenge to be directly in that length and range. So when we come across, I'm getting pulled across, I'm not getting pulled down. And that's what I see a lot of people mistake when they're doing these crossovers. Starting with the lateral raise, because we're only doing 4 sets here of delts across the whole session. It's a really energy efficient movement, right? And by energy efficient, I just mean it doesn't use a lot. It's not a huge compound movement. It's pretty accurate. You're not gonna, use that energy tank that takes away from later on movement. And you'll find that once you do give yourself enough rest after these sets, it doesn't affect your pressing too much. If you were to do this, then another shoulder press, you might find that fatigue will really quickly, but you'll see we move straight on to push after this. So this will be it. 4 sets for me on here. Trying to fail between that 10 to 15 rep range. And when I'm trying to fail between that 10 to 15 rep range, let's say I hit 12, I've got to drop the weight the next time I do it in order to hit that same rep range. So you'll see me drop the weight in between sets here. So guys, just working into our first push exercise. For as long as I can remember, I've been doing incline first. Not really that it's necessarily that much of a problem, because we're not going to be doing like crazy amounts of sets on it. Working off this flat range. Now this is like a Nautilus press replica by Gymshop actually. So if you guys have the Nautilus press, it's really good. This is basically going to create the resistance profile that we need. Now we've talked about that many times on the channel. Resistance profile is where the machine is light and heavy. The strength profile is where the muscle is weak and strong. Right? The pec is very strong when it's fully contracted. The way you can tell that, if you do that, get your friend to try and push you, they're not going to be able to. You go to a mid-range, you're going to be able to get pushed. You go to the lengthen range, you're going to be able to get pushed the easiest. So we're just trying to match that with this to get more out of the exercise. So this will get nice and heavy at the top, it'll be a little bit lighter in that lengthen range. I'm not going to go neutral grip or anything, just going to think about this. My main cues here are actually going to be not focusing on pushing my hands forward, but trying to touch my elbows. Because actually, bringing the elbow and the humerus across the body is the function of the pec. You'll see here, I'm really trying to drive those elbows forward and try and meet them in the middle. Obviously, they won't hit in the middle, but as a goal. You can see there's almost like a snap at the top. So previous weight last week was 105 kilos a side, which is what we've got on here. I only got 9 reps. So my goal here, because my rep range is 8 to 12, I'm actually gonna try and exhaust the rep ranges. So I'm gonna do my 105 where I'd hit 9 before. I'm gonna try to take that to 12. Once I hit 12, that's gonna be or 13, like I'm not gonna stop. If I can get 13, 14, 15, I'm not gonna stop. That's cutting myself short. But that's gonna be my cue to then push up the weight on the bar next time. Rather than just hope for the best and stick 110 on and maybe get 7 reps. Like no, I'm gonna solidify 12, and then I know next week that there's more weight on the bar. That's like 11 and a half. So when I do look to do the back off sets or the second sets, like I said in the previous exercise, in order to achieve that same rep range, the weight has to come down. Otherwise, you're not getting close enough to failure. Usually I'd say something like 20% drop or so. For me, this is 15 kilos off. The reason why it's 15 kilos off and not like 20% is because previously, because we track all of our exercises, which is why it's so important, I did 85 kilos aside, which is 4 plates and a 5 for 13. Rep range is 8 to 12, right? So what did I say in that previous set? When we exhaust the rep range, that's our indicator to go up. So I'm gonna take up 5 kilos aside. It might mean that I lose 3 or 4 reps and we get down to the bottom hand of the rep range, but it just sets us a new target to, it's okay, I appreciate it. But it just sets us a new target, you know? If we end up at 8, it means I've got to get that to 12 before I put body weight up again, bar on weight up again, and we just keep repeating that process over and over again. Happen. 2 reps down, a combined load of 10 kilos out. It's pretty good. We'll take that, you know? That's progression week on week. We'll take that. So guys, moving on to incline press. Now, this is like incline press of choice. I've been set to do the prime. I don't know if you guys have ever used the prime, but it's a little bit wide for me. I'm not a fucking narrow dude. It's a little bit wide for me and it finishes a little bit wide. I much prefer the converge. So this is why it's really important not always to follow what your favorite person says and maybe just go off what feels. Yes, there are machines that work better and worse. Yes, we have certain biomechanical principles we want to stay by. Yes, we have certain resistance strength profiles we want to stay by, but as long as that machine kind of fits that, like, I'm happy for you to move, right? I'm on the plate loaded hammer strength. This one feels absolutely gnarly. Same principles before. It gets nice and heavy at the top. Super, super weak here. The reason why it's weaker here is because, you know, compromise that shoulder joint. So we are going to ride this into the sunset. So for me, that was 10 kilos up and 3 reps up. Feeling fresh. Felt pretty fresh in that one. I was just talking to a friend then, like for 3 to 5 minutes, and that has just like let the penny drop. And maybe I'm not resting enough, you know, and that's something you can take in, especially when you're training on your own. If you're used to training with people, which I am, you tend to speed up a little bit. Those extra little minutes, they might make the difference between 3 and 4 reps extra. Maybe that extra rep, maybe that extra set. So I'm gonna consciously take that then and put that into my next sets. Maybe another minute. That's all it'll be. A little bit extra rest. I think you'll get more out of it. 2 big things. What do you guys think about when you're doing chest training? Number 1, arm path. Yeah? Upper chest, lower chest. Number 2 is the converge. Do that naturally, yeah? Contract your chest naturally. You see my hands come in? So you don't want to find chest presses that do this. Super simple tips that you can take into your training there. So when we think about working muscles, we think about how they work. So like I said, what do we think about functions of a pec? Upwards, downwards, but also widthways. So finishing up, pec deck prime. The reason why we love prime, you talk about prime, you hear prime all the time. Sorry, no worries, people get so intimidated by a camera, it's so funny. Just walk across, guys. I don't pay more membership than you. Walk across, no problem. The reason why people talk about prime all the time is just because you It's okay, no problem, no problem. I want you on the camera. So people just walking away from the camera. So the reason why people talk about prime is because prime can adjust to those resistance profiles, right? So you can actually maximize different parts of it. So I've got this set to get nice and light here, heavy at the top. Let's go. two things I want to talk about what I'm doing specific on this exercise. Number one is different rep range. So we've been hitting that 8 to 12, 10 to 15. This is actually going to be 15 to 20. Now, I said this in a few other videos. We grow across all rep ranges. It would be so silly not to hit all rep ranges. How many people are doing 20 reps on a leg press? Not many. How many people are doing 20 plus reps on pec decks and presses? Not many. We're going to do it. We're going to do the stuff that I've not done before. So this is 15 to 20 reps. That first set was 15 reps to failure. So I've had to drop that weight a little bit more than potentially before because I want to try fail above 15 reps in the second set. So guys, working onto triceps. Pecs are done, Smoky Joe now, you know? 2 big sets on that flat press, 2 big sets on the incline press, 3 sets on the kind of humerus abduction, AKA flies. So now we're gonna work the triceps. Simple process, simple method. Same method as what we would do for biceps as well, right? Short range first. That means the most contracted range is gonna be the slight out head here. Really nice movement here. If this was a little bit short, it'd be a little bit handier. If this was like here. It's not, so I'm gonna come back to here anyway. I'm gonna use this non-working arm as a stabilizer. Really you want something like here that you can stabilize you. This is kind of annoying like this. We wanna bring this across. Again, we're trying to align, ideally, you'd be like here. So we're gonna do a kneeling tricep because it's gonna work much better. So all this does, right, all I changed from going to there, you can see the cable was out here before. The cable's gonna be down here. You wanna line that pressure up with what you're extending through, right? Set the shoulder joint in, elbow in a nice fixed position. Push straight down, feel that gnarly connection. Come up into that deepest stable range. Stable meaning not coming here, not moving that shoulder. This is stable right here, deepest range. If you've got any elbow pain, don't come so low. If you're fine to come up this high, that's fine. You've got this to stabilize yourself. Non-working arm stabilizing yourself. You're pushing through. 3 sets here, 10 to 15 reps. Working that most contracted range of the tricep. There's a lot of people who might say, you're overcomplicating things, bruh. And all right, but guess what? I'm really happy. I love doing this shit, you know? And ultimately, it's fucking better for you. Do you know what I mean? Like the more stability you can create. I've taken my legs out. I've got my able start, my arms start. This is not moving. The more stability we can create, the more stimulus you're gonna create, you know? And sure, people can look around and say, what's going on here? You know, what are you doing? That's stupid, just lift weights. I don't say that to them. I don't need to say that to them. I'm happy with what I do, and I'm happy to be optimal in what I do. So, come at me, bro. So switching from that kind of short range challenge now into a big lengthen range challenge. How do you lengthen the tricep? Putting it back over your head. So we're gonna do some overheads now. A lot of people put this cable like super low. You don't need to do that. You just need to bring it to a point where it's actually pulling you backwards. So for me, this is absolutely fine. We've got 2 ropes extended, or what you should be doing, what I should be doing, is using the 1 mile long rope, www.1mile.shop/long rope. And it's basically this, but without having for it to be 2 ropes, which is really handy. So we're gonna whip this over the head. See that? Start position's fine. I don't have to get in a really awkward position. I can just stand up straight. Challenge has already been made. Extend straight above the head. And see when you fail, and it's getting hard. Oh, you can just drop it right there in a safe position. Little things like that, guys, just make all the difference to safety and lower that risk. So guys, there we have it. Chest done. Pretty pumped. Oh, feeling all right. I got here 4 weeks ago now and switched to fake testosterone. I know you guys saw the blood work video. I had that blood work done the day after I got here, so that's still the gear that I was using in the UK. Yeah, that's what happens sometimes. That's the game that you play. That's the bed that you've got to lie in, is I had fake testosterone. So I actually was feeling like my sex drive was down. I was feeling less full, less vascular, less pop, softer. You know, it probably doesn't look too bad to you guys, but softer. I mean, my legs were absolutely peeled. They're just still pretty peeled, but not like crazy like they were. And that's to be the reality I was expecting coming on a low hormone. You know, I had 14 nanomoles. To put that in perspective, low is like 11. So I was pretty much hypergonadal as of like 4 or 5 days ago. Switched testosterones, I've had like 2 injections since then, so there's a little bit back, but it's gonna take another couple of weeks to be feeling normal in terms of testosterone. And the harsh realities of going down the anabolic route is you get fake gear sometimes, but we live and we learn. Everything else seems to be real. I feel all right. Like, I'm happy with how I'm going. You can see the progressions in the gym. You can see me talking you through those progressions as well. So again, guys, if you like this type of educational style video, if you enjoy the breakdowns, please comment down below. Like I said, we'll get into some more stuff as we go through this off season. I cannot wait. We've got 6 days left here in Dubai, and then I'm heading off on holiday, which I can't wait for 10 days. And then I'm back in the UK for a couple of weeks. So the next video won't be in the UK or on the holiday. It'll still be in Dubai. We might have one in the UK for you. If not, Canada maybe, but can't wait to show you guys. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. See you soon. Peace, everybody. Bye-bye.